What's up, G's? Today I'm going to be building a Marvel Rivals roster, but with Mortal Kombat characters. However, before we get into the video, I really quick want to give a shout out to Dan Boy Wonder for the inspiration for this video. With that being said, let's get on to our first character.
Scorpion.
We can't have a Mortal Kombat game without Scorpion. I mean, we can, but we all know what happened last time. Scorpion is a warrior, so damage, duelist, whatever you want to call it. In this case, we're calling it a warrior. His normal attack is dual swords, slice dual swords forward. Special one,
Get over here!
Launch a chain spear, reeling in the first target hit and stunning them. This would be similar to Spider-Man's move where he shoots the web and reels them in and they get stuck in the web, which I believe is actually called Get Over Here in the game. So, obviously it's a clear reference. They knew what they were doing. Second special, Hellfire Ball. Charge up and launch a powerful fireball in the target direction, dealing damage over time to enemies within range. This would be sort of similar to Winter Soldier's Bionic Voltage or whatever it's called. Basically his projectile move where he shoots like a ball of electricity out and you can charge it up for more damage or whatever it does in the game. I actually don't know what charging up does. I assume it does more damage if you charge it up, which Winter Soldier is actually my main in that game. And I kind of wanted to base it off of Winter Soldier because Winter Soldier does also have that grapple move, but I don't think that his stuns. So I based it off a little bit more off of Spider-Man's harpoon move, whatever you want to call it. Special 3, Flame Port. Teleport a short distance in the direction of movement and spin while swinging the chain spear or summon a Netherrealm demon to attack. This is pretty much exactly like Magic's stepping disc move where you can either do nothing, swing around the sword, or spawn a demon, except in this case it would be the spear because I don't think his swords are big enough to be able to swing it around and do all that. His ultimate is Devouring Flame. Summon a large ring of flame, dealing damage over time and slowing enemies within. Kinda similar to Invisible Woman's ult a little bit, but instead of giving like a movement boost or whatever, it just does damage over time to the opposite team. And then his passive is Searing Rage. Deal higher damage when at low health. This is Black Panther's passive. I gave him Black Panther's passive. I just thought that would make sense, rage. I don't know. I wanted to give him a cool passive. On to our next character, we have
Sub-Zero.
Sub-Zero is a guardian. We gotta have Sub-Zero and Scorpion in the same game, right? His normal attack is his ice axes, chop forward with frozen axes. Special one is Ice Ball. Cast a clump of ice to freeze the hit enemy and restore health. This is similar to Luna Snow's ability where she shoots the ice ball. I can't remember if hers restores health or not, but I think it does. Special 2, Ice Wall. Target a location and create a wall of ice. When the wall is awakened, damage dealt by Sub-Zero and nearby enemies grants Sub-Zero bonus health. This is similar to Groot's move where he throws the big like burgundy ironwood wall or something like that. That's what this move is based off of. Special 3, Ice Armor. Conjure ice plated armor on an ally, freezing the enemy to break it. This is similar to Magneto's shield, or pretty much any shield. It's a shield move, another shield move, but he can't put it on himself. He can only put it on to other people. Ultimate Snowstorm creates a blast radius around Sub-Zero, freezing enemies. A little bit like Spider-Man's ult where he stuns the enemies in the web, but it's more of like a blast radius instead of like a random all around thing. I don't think it's random. I think it is also kind of a blast radius thing. I could be wrong. I'm not sure. And as passive, Ice Walls near Sub-Zero will awaken, activating an extra effect. Press ability key while building an ice wall to continue building additional walls. This is Groot's passive. I just thought since he has the ice wall, I might as well give him Groot's passive since it pretty much is the same thing. By the way, in this case, Guardian would be the tank variant, the Vanguard variant for our game. For our next character, we have
Liu Kang.
Before we get any further, I think I should probably mention that the plot or like setting of this game, I imagine it would pretty much just be like an alternate reality, or not reality, alternate timeline that Chronica has made, and Chronica is kind of like the Galactica or whatever of the game, basically controlling it all. but like they know, I guess. But in this instance, Liu Kang wouldn't be a god, and Scorpion and Sub-Zero would probably be Hanzo and Kuai Liang or something. Liu Kang is a warrior. Normal attack, Dragon Ball. Throw dragon-shaped fireballs. Combo, perform a combo with his nunchaku, and the third strike will launch up the enemy hit slightly. This is similar to sort of like Moon Knight's. There's multiple characters with combo moves. Not every character in here is gonna have a combo move, obviously. Combo basically just means that you can press the melee button. In Xbox case or console case controller, the R3 button, you can press that to do like a combo thing, and not every character can do sort of like a combo, but some can, and the combo launches up enemies. I think there's like 3, and I have 3 here that can do that, but we'll talk about that later. I just really quickly wanted to bring that up, that some characters will have combos, which is basically just their melee, but it's like an R3 melee. Special 1, flying dragon kick, summon a fire dragon, and on impact delivering a flying kick, knocking back the enemy, and damage increases with lower enemy health. This is sort of similar to Iron Fist's Kunlun kick or whatever it's called. I think I said that right. Special 2, dancing dragon kick, unleash a twirling bicycle kick ending in a fire dragon rising to launch the enemy up. In case you guys can't tell, these are similar to his Mortal Kombat 1 moves, where he's the fire god, but I kind of wanted to enhance it a little bit for him, just so, you know, his moves don't look like some normal fireball moves or whatever. Special 3, Dragon's Breath, teleport a short distance in the direction of movement, damaging and launching up nearby enemies on impact. Become invincible while teleporting. Ultimate, the beast within, transform into a fire dragon soaring through, igniting enemies with damage over time. This is similar to Hanzo's ultimate in Overwatch, or Black Panther's ult in Marvel Rivals, where they shoot like a spirit thing forward and it hurts the enemies as it passes through. Except in this case, you are the dragon and you move with the dragon. And this would be, of course, alluding to his animality or fatality, whichever, where he turns into a dragon and bites you shit. Next character we have is
Raiden.
Raiden is a strategist slash support, or in this case, a tactician. His normal attack is Electric Orb, charge up and fire electric orbs to heal allies or deal damage to enemies. Special 1, Electric Fly, dive into an enemy to snatch them upon impact and smash them into the ground. This is kind of like Wolverine's ability a little bit, where he leaps forward, except in this case because he's a flying character. I know having a flying tactician might not be the best idea, but I gotta have some flying characters in here, right? Because he's flying, he does it from the air instead of on the ground like Wolverine. Special 2, Lightning Bolt, unleash a lightning bolt forward. Pretty much exactly like Storm's special, where she shoots the lightning bolt. Special 3, Storm Cell, cast a large electric orb with a field that continuously draws in enemies and causes damage. This is similar to Invisible Woman's ability, where she shoots the force field thing out and it does the same thing. Ultimate, Honorable Discharge, unleash a shockwave that deals massive damage and stuns enemies within. Pretty much exactly like Sub-Zero's. I tried to not make all the ultimates too similar, but in this case, it's just, you know, they both have done moves similar to that, so I decided to just make them pretty much the same thing. You could also argue that it could also heal allies as it does that too. Maybe not, I don't know. You guys let me know what you think. He's done something similar to this in Mortal Kombat Deception, except in that case, he sacrificed himself. In this case, I don't think it would be as big that it would kill him, but I imagine he would probably still have a move similar. Passive 1, God Mode, movement type is flight. Pretty much like Iron Man or Storm, he can fly. Passive 2, Sparky, reduce damage taken from critical hits. This is one of the passive that Jeff the Shark has, so I decided since he's a tactician, he should probably also get that. Next character we have
Johnny Cage.
Johnny Cage is a warrior. His normal attack is Force Ball, throw curving balls of energy. Special 1, Shadow Kick, dash forward, delivering a flying kick when hitting an enemy or reaching full range, dealing damage to nearby enemies. This is probably closer to Kunlun Kick from Iron Fist than Liu Kang's kick, but I sort of kind of just based him mostly on Iron Fist, since they kind of have like the green energy thing that's a little bit similar. But the special 2, Nutcracker, stun the enemy with a nut punch. We can't have Johnny Cage without the Nutcracker. Special 3, Aura Farm, conjure a mysterious green aura to block incoming attacks and damage reduction. Once the aura stops, he can strike back with fisticuffs. This is pretty much exactly the same as Dragon's defense for Iron Fist. Special 4, Shadow Dash, dodge in the direction of movement and swiftly reload. Become unstoppable and invincible while dodging. That 2 means that there's 2 charges, so he can do it one after another and it recharges and could build up a total of 2. This is similar to Star-Lord's dodge. Star-Lord has a dodge like this. Ultimate star power, become the hype.
I am the hype!
And boost his speed, damage, and attack range, delivering stronger punches while reducing the cooldown of Aura Farm. Pretty much the exact same ult as Iron Fist. I pretty much just based him mostly on Iron Fist. It was my brother's idea. I initially had him be a little bit more unique than this, but my brother pretty much just wanted him to be based off of Iron Fist. My brother did help me with this because he is probably more into Marvel Rivals than I am. He knows a lot more about the terminology and all that stuff, so I had his help with some of this. Next character we have is
Shang Tsung.
Shang Tsung is a tactician. His normal attack is Soul Beam. Unleash a beam of souls that heals allies and damages enemies. It would act a little bit like Scarlet Witch's normal, except it would apply to allies as well. Combo, lethal injection, stab enemies, dealing extra damage when attacking an enemy from behind. This is pretty much exactly like Loki's combo attack, his R3, which is called backstab, which is pretty relevant to Shang Tsung. Shang Tsung pretty much is Loki in the Mortal Kombat universe, honestly. Special 1, body swap, switch places with an ally and gain bonus health, something a little bit different. Special 2, triple skulls, fire 3 consecutive skulls. Special 3, triple eruption, erupt 3 consecutive skulls. Pretty much the fa 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 and then the fa fa fa. You guys know what I'm talking about. Also, I should probably mention this now. I initially was going to make Shang Tsung a lot like Cloak and Dagger, where he can switch between the two, old and young Shang Tsung, like in Mortal Kombat 1, but I decided to save that for another character. You guys will see that later. And then Special 4, Performance Enhancer, inject an ally and give them a damage boost and healing over time. Mantis might have something similar, I'm not sure, I can't remember. His ultimate is Soul Steal, shapeshift into a targeted ally or enemy and use all their abilities except any of their teammate abilities. Once again, this is a Loki ultimate. This is Loki's ultimate. He pretty much uses Loki's ultimate. I mean, it makes sense for Shang Tsung. He can turn into other people and use their moves, so it's perfect for him. Next character we have is
Kitana.
Kitana is a warrior. Her normal attack is Fan Toss, launch forward, piercing war fans. Her special 1, Fan-nado, unleash a mini tornado, launching up enemies on impact. Special 2, Square Wave, dash forward and unleash a booty bump. Special 3, Fan Lift, throw war fans to snatch, levitate, and stun enemies in the air. Ultimate, Wind Bomb, summon a wind bomb that pulls nearby enemies to its center and launches them up after exploding. Passive 1, Fan Flutter, rocket upwards with a gust of wind. This would be similar to Squirrel Girl's tail bounce, where she can use the tail to bounce up high. Passive 2, Royal Descent, hold ability key to fall slowly. A lot of characters in Marvel Rivals have fall slowly passives, so, or I guess they're not really passives, I don't know, but pretty much you can press a button to fall slowly for her. Next character we have is
Melina.
Melina is a warrior. Her normal attack 1 is Savage Size, rapidly stab enemies. Her normal attack 2, Psy Blast, throw Psy Blast. Some characters have multiple normal attacks, so I thought I would give her 2, one with the size and another with the Psy Blast. Special 1, Rolling Thunder, roll into a ball and charge forward under an enemy, launching them up. Special 2, Teledrop, teleport a short distance in direction of movement and dive kick an enemy. I initially had this be a bite move, but I decided to change it for something later on. Special 3, Fade Away, enter stealth and gain a movement boost. Psylocke has this move, so I based it off of her move. Ultimate, losing control, grow Tarkant blades and unleash a flurry of claw strikes. This is sort of similar to what she does in Mortal Kombat 1, where she grows the Tarkant blades and pretty much just starts going crazy, but it is something that she can do in the new era, so I decided to add it to this game. Passive Half-Blood. Convert damage inflicted on enemies into bonus health to herself. This is based off of Magic's passive. She has this passive, so I decided to give that to Melina. The next character we have is
Shao Kahn.
Shao Kahn is a Guardian, Vanguard tank. Normal attack, Wrath Hammer. Wield the Wrath Hammer to strike enemies. Special 1, Hammer Throw. Throw the Wrath Hammer forward. Special 2, Ridicule. Taunt a targeted enemy to gain bonus health and reduce damage for a brief duration. I would assume that if you didn't target an enemy, it just wouldn't work and you would waste it. And then Special 3, Humiliate. Taunt to gain a damage boost. Now his basic taunt moves from all the different games, and obviously it would give him buffs. Special 4, Shoulder Charge, dash forward and knock back enemies. Special 5, Spear Toss, toss an energy spear forward, again with the 2 charge. This is similar to Black Panther's Spear Toss move, except it doesn't add the Vibranium mark because obviously it's Shao Kahn, he doesn't have Vibranium. Ultimate, God of War. Soar upwards and smite the ground after charging for a duration, inflicting damage on enemies within range. This is pretty much Thor's ultimate, where he goes up, charges the hammer, and then fah! Also, I called it God of War because I'm pretty sure, I don't know if it's my own headcanon or if they confirmed it at some point, but pretty much I believe Shao Kahn is like the protector god of, or he was the protector god of Outworld, and similar to, you know, Raiden and Argus of Earthrealm and Edenia, but obviously he took over, killed Onaga, but before then he was the God of War. I don't know if he lost his godhood or not, but at some point I assumed that he was the God of War, or Warfare, whatever it's called. Next character we have is
Quan Chi.
Quan Chi is a tactician. Normal attack, Chaos Beam, unleash chaos magic on enemies to deal damage based on percentage of their health. Restore chaos energy when healing an ally. This is pretty much similar to, again, Scarlet Witch's normal attack, except in this case it would heal allies. Maybe it wouldn't, I don't know, I just wanted to incorporate a healing move for his basic attack, but maybe it wouldn't heal people. I don't know, maybe it's similar to Adam Warlock's thing where his normal attack doesn't heal. You guys let me know. Special 1, Chaos Skull, consume chaos energy to fire skulls, damaging enemies. Like I said in the last attack, he would get chaos energy and can use that chaos energy to use the Chaos Skull. Pretty much similar to, like I said, Scarlet Witch. She has a move where she can use the chaos energy to shoot something. Special 2, Reanimation, deploy a Revenant Pool that revives an ally and gives them a damage boost. Pretty much Rocket Raccoon's move where he deploys the thing, except in this case it would be a Revenant Pool, which maybe he would have like a mobile one that he could move around or something, or maybe he can just conjure out of nowhere. Maybe he's like that in this timeline. Special 3, Demonic Portal, open portals between 2 locations, enabling all units to travel through them. This is pretty much Doctor Strange's special where he has portals. Special 4, Hellspawn, deploy a demon bat turret in the air. It's pretty much like Namor's special where he has the turrets. Ultimate, Mind Manipulation, put a targeted enemy into a trance, allowing you to control their movement and friendly fire at enemies. I got a little creative with this one. Obviously we all know Quan Chi kind of have the mind control powers that he uses in his fatalities, and so I decided, let's get a little creative, let's make his ultimate something like that. And obviously the way to stop his ult, I think eventually his ult would die out, but if you could stop it early by attacking the enemy or ally, in that case friendly firing at you, but the enemy would be friendly firing at you as Quan Chi, like Quan Chi would be playing as them, and the original person playing wouldn't have any control. You just have to watch they would just have to watch themselves friendly fire at their allies. Next character we have is
Reptile.
Reptile is a Guardian. He would be similar to Hulk, where he has 3 transformations technically. In his human form, his normal attack is Acid Spit, spit globs of acid. Special 1, Acid Ball, fire a slow-moving ball of acid to inflict damage and launch up enemies. I think that's similar to Bruce Banner's move a little bit. Ultimate Deception, transform from human reptile into Zaterran reptile, pretty much Bruce Banner's ultimate. Passive, Saurian Stealth, enter invisible state sometime after disengaging from combat, kind of like Invisible Woman a little bit, but without the healing over time. Passive 2, Creepy Crawly, hold ability key to run on a wall, pretty much like Rocket Raccoon or Venom or any of those characters where they can run on walls pretty much, or crawl on walls and ceilings and stuff like that. Reptile Zaterran, normal attack, Savage Claw, slash with claws. Special 1, poison gas, generate noxious gas for reptile or allies that deal damage over time to nearby enemies. This is kind of like Hulk's shield move, except in this case, instead of it being a shield, it would be poison gas. Special 2, slime ball, spit a glob of slime to immobilize an enemy. Again, Hulk has another move like this where he shoots a gamma thing and it...
Out of pocket for that shit. Way out of pocket. What do you gain from that?
Except in this case, it would be a slime ball. Special 3, claw pounce. Perform a charge leap that allows the Zaterran reptile to knock down flying enemies. This is, again, like Hulk's move. It would sort of be similar to his claw pounce in Mortal Kombat 1, or at least that's what it's referencing to. Special 4, acid puddle, spit a puddle of acid onto the floor that deals damage over time within its radius. Ultimate evolution, transform into monster reptile for a limited time period. While active, health and damage doubles and it loses poison gas but can grab and smash enemies. Pretty much, again, Hulk's ultimate, Monster Hulk, grab him. Next character we have on the list is
Sector.
Sector is a warrior. He's gonna play a lot like Iron Man. Normal attack 1, Iron Burst, shoot mini flame burst. Normal attack 2, flame on, fire a beam of fire that deals damage over time. Again, pretty similar to Iron Man, except with lasers, it'd pretty much be fire. Special 1, tactical redeploy, teleport to a target location on the ground and perform an uppercut to launch up an enemy. Sector would also be a flying character, so I imagine he would just be up in the air, and then you could look at somewhere on the battlefield, teleport there and fly, and then you still stay in the air because, you know, you teleport punch up into the air and you still stay flying. And ideally you'd want to target a location where someone's just standing there. Special 2, rocket power, launch a bombardment of rockels. Special 2, rocket power, launch a bombardment of rockets. Again, pretty similar to Iron Man and Sector, obviously. I mean, he has the rockets and the fire. Special 3, cyber charge, dash forward and shoulder charge into a flying enemy to knock them down. Obviously, you could do this to a standing enemy on the ground, but you would have to get low to do that. So if they have a flying enemy on their team, you can knock out their flying enemy. And imagine you're two Iron Mans and you do the cyber charge into each, or not Iron Mans, two Sectors, and you do the cyber charge into each other and you both get knocked down the floor. Ultimate Scarecrow, deploy a Scarecrow that hooks and pulls nearby enemies to its center and imprisons them. I had to get a little bit creative with this one. In case you don't know, in Mortal Kombat 9, Sector has a fatality where he throws like some sort of device to the opponent's chest and it like extracts and creates like a scarecrow thing. I decided to take some inspiration from that and turn it into his ultimate for here, and I'm pretty sure this ultimate is similar to Groot's ultimate, except in this case it'd be, you know, like a little robotic device. The passive Man of Steel movement type is flight, like I said. Next character we have
Cyrax.
Cyrax is a guardian. His normal attack is impact grenades, launch forward compact bombs that explode on impact, sorta similar to Penny Parker's normal attack. Special 1, Electronet, cast a futuristic netting that shocks and immobilizes enemies or creates a cybernet. While in the cybernet, gain healing over time and a movement boost. Excess healing converts into bonus health. Again, this is similar to Penny Parker's cyberweb attack, but it's cybernet because Cyrax. Special 2, Helicopter, transform his hands into saw blades and spin up in the air to launch up enemies. Special 3, Hover Bomb, deploy bombs that hover in the air and explode after 3 seconds. This has 4 charges. This is sort of like the stand-in for Penny Parker's Arachnomines. Ultimate, self-destruct. Activate a self-destruct sequence to explode, dealing damage to nearby enemies, and then reconstruct back together at a chosen spot. So a little similar to Adam Warlock's passive, where when you die, you can reconstruct somewhere else. Next character we have is
Smoke.
Noob Smoke is a tactician. Remember when I said we already have another character like Cloak and Dagger? This that shit. Normal attack, Smoke, portal combat, unleash portal punches and kicks from Noob forward to attack enemies. I imagine you'd pretty much just be like Smoke walking around, and then like Noob would have portals coming out, kicking and punching. Kind of like Quan Chi's moves in Mortal Kombat 1, where he has the portal punches and kicks like that. But because Noob has portals, he would be able to do that also. Special 1 for Smoke is Trident. Shoot a trident to hook in enemies or pull away allies and heal them. Initially it wasn't gonna have the heal, but then as my brother was looking over it, he was like, you should make it to where it can pull in allies and heal them also. So I thought that was a cool idea, you know, cool little addition to the heal aspect of, you know, the strategist. Special 2 for Smoke, we have Deadly Vapor. Become invisible and leave a smoke cloud that deals damage over time to enemies and healing over time to allies. I assume it would also hide like health bars for allies also. Ultimate, Darken Enra, perform 4 rapid dashes, healing allies and damaging enemies along the path. It's pretty much an exact replica of Cloak and Dagger's ultimate. I initially was gonna have it something different. You guys let me know. Pretty much I was gonna have it to where it was like a portal loop, like, you know, in Portal, the game, where you have the 2 portals and the enemies can fall through, and there's like a cloud in the middle, and once they fall through the cloud they get damaged. You know, just sort of to incorporate the Noob and Smoke part of it. Pretty much their ultimate would be like a Portal reference, where it's like an infinite portal and it hurts them. But I decided that might be a little bit too complicated, or I don't know. Like I said, if that sounds like an interesting ultimate, you guys let me know. But I decided to just make it pretty much Cloak and Dagger's ultimate. And then passive, Stealthful as the Night, switch to Noob. His normal attack is Assassin Stars, unleash Shadow Shurikens forward that bounce between enemies. This is pretty much Moon Knight's normal attack. Special 1 for Noob, Ghost Ball, fire Ghost Ball at an enemy to disable their specials. This is sort of something unique that I have for my iteration of this game, where you can disable their specials. I'm pretty sure that in the original game, it just makes it to where you can't block, but in this case I wanted to make it do something different, because obviously you can't block in like the Overwatch or Marvel Rivals or any of the hero shooter games unless it's an ability. So in this case I just made it disable their specials. But for his second special, he has Shadow Clone, become invisible and conjure a Shadow Clone to deceive enemies. This is similar to Loki's invisible move, his Shadow Clone move, Shadow Clone Jutsu. And obviously they can throw Assassin Stars, which would be probably, that could be a little too OP if there's 5 different clones on the battlefield that have Moon Knight stars that just bounce around. So maybe you can only have 1 clone. I mean, he only has 1 clone anyway in the game, so maybe you can only conjure 1 clone at a time just to balance it out and also make it make sense to the actual game. Ultimate, same as the other one, Darken Enra, perform 4 rapid dashes, healing allies and damaging enemies along the path. Passive, Deadly as the Dawn, switch to Smoke. You guys get the reference for the passives. Stealthful as the Night, Deadly as the Dawn is the Lin Kuei thing. You know what I'm talking about. It's fire, isn't it? It's fire. For our next character, we have
Baraka.
Baraka is a warrior. His normal attack is Chop Chop slash with Tarkatan blades. Special 1, Blade Spark, unleash a flying spark forward. Special 2, Blood Lunge, leap like an animal to snatch to the first enemy upon impact and smash them into the ground. Unleashing this ability will enhance his normal attack to stab for a brief duration. Pretty much similar to Wolverine. He's pretty much Wolverine in this game. Special 3, Blade Rush, dash forward and unleash a Blade Slash. Again, kind of like Wolverine's move. Special 4, War Banner, deploy a War Banner that grants a movement boost to allies and a damage boost to Baraka. Ultimate, Death Spin, knock back enemies ahead airborne and flip through the air, sweeping up enemies along the path and delivering a devastating impact at the landing point. It's pretty much Wolverine's ultimate, except it's catered a little bit to Baraka with his Death Spin in Mortal Kombat 1, where he's flipping through the air. Next character we have is
Havoc.
Havoc is a tactician. His normal attack 1 is Morning Star, strike with a spiked mace. And his normal attack 2 is Blood Ball, shoot blood balls to heal allies. This is pretty much similar to Rocket Raccoon, where I can shoot the balls of healing, the bouncing balls of healing. Special 1, Leg Breaker, fire a Spirit Skull that slows enemies. Pretty much like his attack in Mortal Kombat Deception, where he breaks his legs and shoots the ball. I actually found out that was a skull just recently. I didn't know it was a skull. I thought it was just a ball, but if you look closer, it is a skull. Special 2, Corpse Spin, dash forward to strike an enemy while spinning, leaving blood balls behind. Obviously, the blood balls would be similar to projectile blood balls, and you can use them to heal. Special 3, Bloody Stream, target an ally for a bouncing stream of health, which also heals himself upon casting. Self-targets if no ally is selected. This is similar to Adam Warlock's Avatar Lifestream, I think is what it's called. And then Ultimate Harakiri, self-explode to deal massive damage to nearby enemies and grant bonus health to nearby allies. Obviously, he would die here if he did this ultimate, but it's for the greater good. A small sacrifice for salvation, or however the Thanos saying goes. Passive, regenerative healing factor. Sometime after disengaging from combat, grant yourself healing over time. This is sort of similar to Invisible Woman's passive, but without the invisible factor to it. Next character we have is
Lao.
Kung Lao is a warrior. His normal attack is Wing Chun, get close to strike enemies. Landing the 4th hit enables a hat throw that ricochets back, similar to Captain America's shield normal attack. Special 1, Hatarang, hurl a bladed hat to strike enemies in a path, again like Captain America's. Special 2, Shaolin Drop, while airborne, dash forward and dive kick an enemy. You'd pretty much have to jump before you do this move, but as long as you're airborne in general, you can do the dive kick. Special 3, he has Buzzsaw, throw the bladed hat upon hitting a target, grinds on the enemy, continuously causing damage. Special 4, Hat Trick, teleport to a targeted location. Pretty much just a normal teleport, no special stuff going on with it, just normal teleport. Ultimate, Shaolin Spin, spin in place, ricocheting incoming projectiles, drawing in enemies and continuously dodging damage nearby. Pretty much like a Shaolin Spin in Mortal Kombat 1 a little bit, except I don't know if it ricochets stuff, but in this case it would ricochet projectiles. Next character we have is
Nightwolf.
Nightwolf is a warrior. I initially had him as a guardian actually, but then I looked at his moves and I was like, those aren't really guardian moves. But his normal attack is a Spirit Arrow, shoot a powerful arrow, pretty much like Hawkeye. He's pretty much the Hawkeye of this game, except a little bit different. He has a combo, Moonrise, perform a combo with his tomahawks, and a 3rd strike will launch up the enemy slightly. Again, similar to Moon Knight and all those other characters that have the 3-strike combo. Special 1, Moonlight Reflector, unleash a green aura to absorb damage before launching sword damage in the targeted direction. This is of course similar to Mr. Fantastic, and obviously in the games, Nightwolf has the thing where he has like the green aura or shield to reflect the projectiles back. Special 2, Rhino Charge, gain bonus health and dash towards an enemy to knock them back and deal damage. This doesn't have to do bonus health, I just had the bonus health here because again, I initially had him as a guardian, but maybe the bonus health doesn't have to be there since bonus health is kind of like a guardian thing. For a special 3, we have Summon Hana, whatever you want to call it, shoot a Spirit Hawk forward to disable an enemy's specials. Special 4, Spirit Animal, unleash a fierce howl to briefly reduce incoming damage. This is pretty much one of Wolverine's special where he does the howl, but we're giving it to Nightwolf because, Nightwolf, like, come on. He has to have a howl move. And for his ultimate, Killer Instinct, summon a horde of spirit wolves to charge forward, dealing damage while bouncing against walls. This is pretty much a copy of Squirrel Girl's ultimate where she has the squirrels and they run around and shit. Next character we have is
Ermac.
Ermac is a tactician. His normal attack is Soul Ball, launch soul orbs that can pierce heroes, flying at maximum distance before returning to Ermac, damaging enemies and healing teammates. Pretty much the same thing as Invisible Woman's normal attack. Special 1 is Soul Trap. Cast a large soul orb to generate a soul field that periodically stun enemies within its range. I believe this is similar to Scarlet Witch's force field move. And then for his special 2, Mystic Force, use telekinesis to push or pull enemies in front of you. Once again, Invisible Woman. Special 3, Spectral Projection, enter a phased state for free flight. Again, pretty much Scarlet Witch's ability where she can turn invisible and fly around. And for his ultimate, Error Macro, separate nearby enemies' souls from their bodies. Damage dealt to these souls is transferred to their physical bodies, so pretty much Doctor Strange's ultimate. And then for his passive, Soul Ascension, hold ability key to fall slowly. For our next character we have
Kenshi.
Kenshi is a warrior. His normal attack is Sento, slash enemies with your katana. Special 1, Vengeful Spirit, send a spirit forward to knock back an enemy. Special 2, Rising Karma, dash forward, seizing enemies along the path and launch up enemies. Special 3, Spirit Slam, lift an enemy in the air and slam them to the ground. Special 4, Spirit Slash, strike forward and air slash. So this one would be sort of similar to Magic's Sword Slash move where she can charge it up and swing it forward. His ultimate is Ancestral Assist, summon an ancestor, copy your attacks and block incoming attacks. Pretty much like a double damage boost type of thing where the ancestor would be in front of you, kind of like Mortal Kombat 1 a little bit, but like the ancestor would be in front of you and they'd be pretty much copying your moves, so they pretty much every move has a double thing and it would pretty much do double damage, or has the potential to do double damage if both versions of the attacks hit consecutively on the enemy. And it also would block attacks coming from the front, because obviously the ancestor would have to be in front of you, I assume. Maybe it could be behind you, but then that would look kind of weird. I don't know. I initially was going to make it to where it was like, and you guys let me know what you think. I really want to have a discussion with you guys in the comments about if I could change anything about any of this, which you guys would change about it. But initially I was going to have it to where it would add like essentially another Kenshi bot to the game where you'd have like a 7th hero on your team for like a short duration. I don't know if that's too OP. I don't know if that's too weak. I don't know if it's boring. I don't know what, but that could also be his assist if you guys don't think that this one is super interesting or you don't think it works well. And then for his passive, he has Overwatch, retain vision of enemies that disappear from view for a short duration. This is Punisher's passive ability. I decided to give it to him because of his, he's blind, but he's not really blind because he has Sento. So maybe that's like an ability that he would have with Sento. And for our next character, we have
Takeda.
I really want to have Takeda in this game. I really like Takeda. Takeda is one of my favorite characters. Top 3 at least. So I decided to put him in here. Maybe he would have like a similar situation in Mortal Kombat 1 where like they're cousins instead of father and son. Since apparently you can do that in the hourglass or whatever that Kraudaka or Liu Kang has used. But Takeda's normal attack 1 would be whip slash, swing forward, whips to attack. This would act similar to Mr. Fantastic's where he launches the long punches and like you can swing it around and attacks multiple enemies as you're attacking. And then for normal attack 2, he uses smart shurikens. Launch a smart shuriken that sticks to enemies and surfaces. They explode once they make contact with another smart shuriken. This is sort of similar to Spider-Man's like web slinging a little bit, but instead of stunning them, it would just explode if it makes contact. And I made it 5. I made it specifically 5, not only because it's the same as Spider-Man's web slinging, but also by the time you use up all 5, the 6th one will have already generated. So technically you'd use 6 in a row. It's more like 5, but it just says 6 because as it's generating, it eventually turns into 6 in a row. I hope that makes sense to you guys. Initially, I just had smart shurikens as a special attack, but I switched it up at the last minute. But his first special we have here is Spear Ryu. Extend whips forward to entangle an enemy, then press normal attack 1 key to pull the hit enemy toward him, or select and yank another enemy, knocking them airborne against each other. Pretty much Mr. Fantastic special where he can grab the enemies and knock them to each other. Special 2, Shiro Ryu can launch an enemy upward. Pretty much his R3 would be the laser swords that he has in Mortal Kombat X, but the Shoutout would be using the sword to launch him up, basically, like he does in Mortal Kombat X. That's a move that he has in the game. I believe it's called can because it's like, can means like movement or something. And then for a special 3, he has Rushing Nimbus, use whips to swing around. Exactly like Spider-Man, how he can use the webs to swing around. He's pretty much Spider-Man and Mr. Fantastic combined into one character. And then for his ultimate, Sparking Tengu, launch smart shurikens all around, pretty much just like Spider-Man's. He would pretty much jump into the air, spin around like he does the tornado kick, except in this case he wouldn't be kicking, he would just be flinging the shurikens around and they would explode a bunch. Also, I believe Tengu is like a yokai. A yokai is like a Japanese demon, you know, a Nenra is a Japanese demon, but I think Tengu is like a combination of like a monkey, a bird, and a human, which kind of makes sense for Takeda because he's like a monkey swinging on vines with his whips and shit, and then a bird because he's flying around also. Kind of, I don't know. I mean, they use Tengu in the moveset for Mortal Kombat 1, but yeah. And then it's Sparking because, you know, he's shooting the shits out. And then for his passive 1, Telepath Genetics, give a warning of enemies that have been around. Pretty much Spider-Man's spider senses in Marvel Rivals. And then for our next character, we have Rain is a tactician. Normal attack 1 is Water Beam. Unleash a healing Water Beam similar to Jeff the Shark. Normal attack 2, Water Ball. Launch a high-speed Water Ball that bursts upon impact, dealing damage to enemies within range. Once again, exactly like Jeff the Land Shark. Special 1, Bubble Shield. Summon a protective barrier while flying upwards, kind of like Namor. He can do this kind of in Mortal Kombat 1. You can have the shield and then do the fly upwards thing where you launch the projectile, and it would pretty much just be the combination of those two moves, but without the projectile lightning ball thing flying down. And for special 2, Healing Bubble, create a bubble that heals the ally who collects it, granting them healing boost and movement boost while also launching up nearby enemies. Again, similar to Jeff, that has 6 charges. Special 3, Tidal Wave, unleash a small tidal wave to launch up enemies up. For his ultimate, he has Purple Rain, summon a cloud that bombards enemies with acid rain, dealing damage over time to enemies and healing over time to allies. Sort of like Moon Knight's ultimate, except it would also heal a little bit and it wouldn't be like the big hand projectiles, it'd be like actual rain, so it would hit, but it would do like little damage, you know, because it's little projectiles. And then for our next character, we have
Tanya.
Tanya is a warrior. Normal attack, Surging Blast, shoot fireballs to deal damage. Combo, Sanjigun. Perform a combo with her 3-section staff, and the 3rd strike will launch up the enemy hit slightly. Special 1, Divine Protection, cross the legs and pray, recovering health, excess healing, converts to bonus health. This is pretty much Iron Fist Harmony Recovery or whatever it's called. She kind of has something similar to this in Mortal Kombat 1, except it's like a parry and she can teleport from it. And for special 2, Devil's Dust, throw dark dust at an enemy to disable their specials and deal damage over time. And special 3, Edenian Drill, spiral forward through an enemy. This is pretty much Black Panther's drill kick move. Her ultimate is Sun God, soar into the sky and unleash God hands from each hand at will. This is a copy of Hila's Goddess of Death ultimate. And for her passive, Helping Hand, hold ability key to fall slowly, kind of like how in Mortal Kombat 1 she has the spin kick move and she has like the hand helping her move across the map, except in this case she wouldn't be doing the spinning kick. And then for our next character, we have Rico is a warrior. Again, initially I had him as a guardian, but his moves didn't really make sense for a guardian, so I decided to make him a warrior. His normal attack is the Impaler, stab spear forward, which he doesn't have in any of the actual games, but I really wish that they would have incorporated it more into his Mortal Kombat 1 gameplay, where he actually has like an actual spear, like he actually uses his spear and knife that he has in the game, kind of. I mean, like, is that not crazy to y'all that he has a knife on his character design and he doesn't use it? I don't know, that's just me. But I also kind of like his abilities in the game where it's just like a grappler MMA fighter type style. But anyways, for his combo, he has Soldier Slash, swing a knife to strike frontal enemies, deflecting all incoming projectiles. This is like Hawkeye's R3, where he can use the small sword to slash and it deflect stuff. Special 1, Xiao's shurikens, launch a volley of shurikens that stick to enemies, dealing damage and granting himself bonus health. Press again to recall the shurikens. This is similar to Psylocke's shurikens move. And for special 2, we have charging pain. Dash towards an enemy to knock them back and deal damage. Ideally, he would be using the spear right to charge forward. And for special 3, he has tactical takedown. Sweep under an enemy and smash them into the ground. Pretty much like his move in Mortal Kombat 1 where he does the tactical takedown except without the ground pound. And they sort of just be stuck to the ground for a little bit, kind of like with Wolverine. And ultimate is 300. Y'all get the reference. Unleash a rain of arrows onto a targeted area. Passive, assist in taking down enemies, gain bonus health. Another character in Mortal Kombat has this passive, but I can't remember off the top of my head who has it. Next up, we have team up abilities, or in this case, deadly alliances. First team up ability we have is Outworld Assassins. This is obviously a reference to the fan-made Mortal Kombat beat 'em up called Outworld Assassins, where you can play as Noob, Sub-Zero, and Scorpion, and I think Smoke is a secret character in the game. So obviously it makes sense to have Smoke here, right? Obviously, the characters in this team-up ability are Noob, Smoke, Sub-Zero, and Scorpion. Much like his brother, Sub-Zero can create clones of himself, only these clones are made of ice, and instead of throwing shurikens, they just stand there, freezing whoever dares break them. Where there is smoke, there is fire. Scorpion leaves a deadly vapor after breathing fire at his enemies. New Sub-Zero special, Ice Clones, cooldown 15 seconds. New Scorpion special, Demon Breath, cooldown 30 seconds. I didn't put too much information for these abilities, just stuff that I thought was the most important. Obviously, Ice Clones, Sub-Zero gets a new ability where he can create the Ice Clones and it does what it says. Scorpion gets a new ability where he can use his Demon Breath, his Toasty, and it leaves like a smaller version of Smoke's Deadly Vapor move. And the team up target is Noob and Smoke, so basically that just means that enable for the team up ability to be active, Noob and Smoke have to be a part of the team. For our next team up ability, we have Shaolin Monks, obviously a reference to the game Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks, where you can play as Kung Lao and Liu Kang. With Kung Lao by his side, Liu Kang can summon the spirit of the great Kung Lao to enhance the damage of his specials and increase the blast radius of his Dragon Ball normals. New Liu Kang special, Spirit of the Great Kung Lao, this enhancement move, duration 10 seconds, cooldown 20 seconds. Team up target is Kung Lao, so Kung Lao has to be on the team for this ability to work for Liu Kang, for him to gain this ability essentially. And then for our next one, we have Unlikely Alliance. See, I told you guys, Deadly Alliance, Unlikely Alliance. They call it Unlikely Alliance in Mortal Kombat Deception because it's the Deadly Alliance. It's Quan Chi, Shang Tsung, and Raiden. Obviously, this would be a reference to the Deception intro where they're all in the same team working against Onaga. Quan Chi can use dark magic to enhance Shang Tsung and Raiden's normal attacks. Raiden's normal attack converts to lightning shock, allowing his lightning to auto-lock on the enemy or ally in his center view. Shang Tsung's normal attack converts to fire beam, disabling his healing and auto-lock properties, but dealing massive damage per second. This is once again an enhancement special, so Raiden and Shang Tsung have to activate it for it to work. New Raiden normal, lightning shock. New Shang Tsung normal, fire beam. Duration 10 seconds. Cooldown 45 seconds. And then the team up target is Quan Chi. Now for our next team up ability, we have Cyber Initiative, Triborg. I gotta have Triborg in here. Sector, Cyrax, Noob, and Smoke. Only with Sector supervision can Smoke and Cyrax activate their emergency protocol. Once activated, for a brief duration, Cyrax and or Smoke enter free flight and rapidly drop highly explosive bombs onto the battlefield. New Cyrax/Noob and Smoke special, emergency protocol, range 3 meters, spherical radius, cooldown 45 seconds, duration 9 seconds. Team up target is Sector, obviously. Sector is the leader of the Cyber Initiative, so he has to be the team up target. I just realized that my camera was frozen and I'm not sure how long it was frozen for, so hopefully I don't have to re-record all that. But anyway, for our next team up ability, we have Royal Sisterhood, Melina and Katana. Melina can share her teledrop of Katana, enabling her to teleport in the air and dive kick in the direction of movement. New Katana special, dive kick, damage 30, cooldown 8 seconds, team up target Melina. And then for our next one we have Killer Queen. If you know, you know. This deadly alliance has Melina, Tanya, and Rain, the squad from Mortal Kombat X, Melina's squad. Under Melina's reign, Tanya and Rain have taken after her ethereal ways, unlocking new evasion tactics. Rain can evaporate into a puddle, granting himself a movement boost. He also heals while submerged and gains the wall crawl ability, similar to how Jeff the Shark can submerge and do the hide and seek move with the shark fin, and it would make like his hitbox a lot smaller. Tanya can cancel divine protection to teleport forward in the air and gain bonus health. New Rain special evaporate, special effect, gain unstoppable healing over time and a movement boost while Rain's hitbox is reduced. New Tanya special, Edenian dodge, team up target Melina. Next one we have Psychic Sidekicks. Ermac enhances the telekinetic abilities of Kenshi and Takeda, enabling them to catch sight of and damage after images of enemies. New Kenshi / Takeda special, Soul Search, duration 8 seconds after image generation interval, and after image duration, damn that's a mouthful, 0.5 seconds, 3 seconds. Cooldown 30 seconds, special effect after image generated by this ability cannot be critically hit. Team up target is Ermac. For our next one we have Gruntwork, Reptile, and Baraka. Baraka and Zaterran Reptile can interact with each other. Once both parties confirm, Zaterran Reptile can lift Baraka and press the ability key to hurl him forward. New Reptile special, Tarkatan Fastball, maximum distance 20 meters, maximum waving duration 5 seconds. Cooldown 3 seconds when not thrown, 15 seconds when thrown. Team up target Reptile. Now for our next one we have Ancestral Aura, Nightwolf and Johnny Cage. With Nightwolf's help to control and further enhance Johnny's abilities, he can now shoot Shadow Kick stunt doubles while Aura Farm or Star Power are active. New Johnny Cage passive, Stunt Double, duration 6 seconds after block. Cooldown 15 seconds. Special effect adds 2 charges to Shadow Kick that act as Shadow Kick projectiles, only active while Aura Farm or Star Power are active. Team up target is Nightwolf, pretty much similar to his stunt double abilities in Mortal Kombat X. And for our next one we have Chaos Reigns, Havoc, Shao Kahn, Reiko. Havoc offers corrupted Kamidogu daggers to Shao Kahn and Reiko that they can use on themselves to grant them a blood code magic enhancement. New Shao Kahn Reiko special, Blood Reigns. This is a reference, this is probably a deep cut reference, this is a reference to Mortal Kombat X comics where Havoc uses all the Kamidogus and fuses them into Reiko with other fighters' blood and shit, and he essentially turns into the blood god, and he's super powerful, but he ends up dying, and that's how they get Shinnok's amulet. I highly suggest reading Mortal Kombat X comics, they're really interesting. I really wish that they would have done more with Havoc in Mortal Kombat 1 and did something similar to that. I wish it was longer, it would have been a lot better. I'm really looking forward to that. But anyway, special effects, damage boost, movement boost, damage over time, and anti-heal. Anti-heal because of, you know. Duration 9 seconds, cooldown 45 seconds, damage over time 25 damage per second. This is the damage that is done to Shao Kahn and Reiko. Obviously if it's happening to Reiko it would almost kill him, and if it was happening to Shao Kahn it wouldn't almost kill him because he's a guardian and has a lot more health. And then obviously the team up target is Havoc. But then finally we have maps and modes. Yeah, we're not done yet. Maps and modes. Crossroads is a convoy map. Convoy with a K because Mortal Kombat. Shinnok Spire for invasions. This is pretty much the stand-in for domination. Domination, invasion. Invasion is, that's what it would be called in this hypothetical game. Courtyard for convergence with a K. Goro's Lair for convoy. Khan's Throne Room for another invasions map. Coliseum Beast Pin for another convergence map. Special Forces Military Base for another convergence map. Grand Palace of Edenia for a convoy. And then Wuxi Academy for conquest, which is like the team-based, team deathmatch, dog tags type of game mode that they have in Marvel Rivals. I have some more maps planned out for part 2, but if you guys want a part 2, you guys know what to do. I have a lot of cool stuff planned out for that if we end up doing that. But that being said, I appreciate you guys for watching. Let me know if there's anything that you would change, anything that you would want to improve for the game, this hypothetical game that we have here. And with that being said, I appreciate you guys for watching, and peace.